Hey Misfits, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Shawn or Shawnicorn of Shawnicorn Mindshift Coaching. So, May is Trauma Awareness Month, and I've been asking myself, when did I actually become trauma aware? And the answer is, it didn't start when I thought it did. It started way earlier, and it built over time. I used to think my trauma awareness started after I left my marriage, because that's when I could finally say that was abuse. Yet the truth, it started before I even had words for it. I've always been into true crime. For years, I watched stories of abuse, manipulation, survival. And looking back now, I was watching pieces of my own life play out. I just didn't recognize it in myself yet. Then in August of 2021, I started working with a life coach, Nina. And this part, it matters because Nina introduced me to inner child work. And I remember doing this inner child meditation for the first time, and something cracked open. I didn't fully understand it. I didn't have the language for it. Yet something shifted. That was the first real moment of becoming trauma aware, even though I didn't know to call it that yet. I worked with Nina from August until early December of 2021. And then on December 25th, 2021, we split for the first time. After that, in January 2022, I found us a couples counselor, because at that point, I truly believed that I can save this marriage if we just find the right help. That's when I met Paul. He's still my therapist now, just mine. And Paul introduced me to something else that stuck with me: B-tapes. The idea that from the moment we're born, our brain is recording everything. Our childhood, our environment, what love looks like, what feels normal, what we tolerate. And again, that added another layer of awareness. So now I had inner child work from Nina, early programming from Paul, and I was starting to look at myself differently. Then throughout 2022, I went deeper into self-help, watching videos, learning patterns, trying to understand me. And here's the part that gets me now. I was learning about trauma. I could see it in other people. I could recognize unhealthy patterns, and I still wasn't fully seeing it in my own life. Then came February 2023. We split for good. And even then, it didn't hit right away. It took about 4 months after I got out for it to really land, and for me to realize that it wasn't just a difficult relationship. It wasn't just communication issues. It was abuse. In that moment, that realization, that was another huge layer. Then in March of 2023, I signed up for coaching school. And that added more awareness, more language, more understanding. Yet it still kept going. Later that year, in early fall, I started my trauma-informed care practitioner certification. And that's when everything came together. All the pieces I had been collecting finally connected. Nina's inner child work, Paul's B-tapes, the self-help deep dives, the true crime patterns, the realization months later, coaching school. None of that was separate. It was building on itself. And looking back now, it makes sense why I didn't see it sooner. Because those early tapes were running everything, telling me what was normal, telling me what love looked like, telling me what to accept. And trauma awareness is when you start questioning those tapes. It doesn't hit all at once. It's layers. It starts with curiosity, with discomfort, with that quiet feeling of something's not right. Sometimes you'll see it in everyone else first. Sometimes you'll understand it in your head before you can feel it in your body. Sometimes you'll be living it and not recognize it until you're already out. And none of that means that you should have known sooner. It means you are learning in real time. Now, I'm more intentional with what I take in. I still watch true crime sometimes, yet I don't stay there. Because I know what it does to my headspace, and when I'm consuming all is trauma. And that's part of awareness too. Not just recognizing what happened, yet choosing what supports you moving forward. So if you're in that space right now, questioning, noticing, connecting dots, you're not behind. You're becoming aware. And awareness, that's where everything starts to change. And I want to say something really important here, because I don't want anyone watching this to walk away thinking, well, I guess I need to go to coaching school or get certified or do all of that to become trauma aware. You don't. That was my path. My awareness didn't come from certifications alone. It started way before that, with coaching, with therapy, with self-help, with getting curious about my life. All of those things were making me more trauma aware. I just didn't have the language for it yet. I didn't have the full understanding yet. The certifications, they gave me structure. They gave me terminology. They helped me connect the dots faster. Yet the real shift came from healing, from being willing to look at myself, from sitting with hard truth, from allowing things to come up instead of pushing them down. So no, you don't have to become a coach. You do not have to get certified to start becoming trauma aware. You can start right where you are. Take advantage of free content, mine, others. There are so many creators out there that are talking about trauma, healing, self-awareness. And I will say this too. Be mindful of who you are learning from. Not everyone out there is healthy. Not everyone out there is doing their own work. So vet people the same way you would vet a doctor. Vet the people you're listening to. That includes me. If you ever want to know my background, my certifications, my experience, I'm more than happy to share. Because this space, this work, it matters too much to follow blindly. And at the end of the day, trauma awareness doesn't come from a title. It comes from healing, from getting curious, from connecting the dots, from being honest with yourself. That's where it starts. So I'm really curious, what moment or moments in your life made you a little more trauma aware? Was it a conversation? A breakup? A video you watched? A realization you couldn't ignore? Drop it in the comments if you feel safe sharing. Your story might be the exact thing someone else needs to hear to start connecting their own dots. And if this resonated with you, like, share, or save it so it can reach the people who need to. Subscribe and follow too, please, so you don't lose me. And if you're in this space right now, learning, questioning, healing, you're not behind. You're right on time. That's all I have for you tonight, Misfits. Have a wonderful day and take care. I love each and every one of you.